Yeah, I didn't know if I was ever going to make this video. Hi guys, it's Sam Day here from daytips.com, and in this video I'm speaking about something a little bit different. 2 weeks ago I also published something different on this channel, which was just me kind of talking, I explained in that video that the reason why I'm putting out these kinds of videos is because being an entrepreneur is more than just having the strategy, it's more than just having the tips, it's more than just having a website that ranks well on Google and, you know, having a great marketing strategy, which I give a lot of tips and advice on this channel. But I've been an entrepreneur since I was 15 years old, and I could give you all of the tips in the world, but it's more than that. It's about it's a way of life. It's about how you think. It's about pushing yourself forward. It's about overcoming obstacles, and being an entrepreneur is so much more than just advice that I can give, but it's life lessons as well. So I want to share some of the lessons that I've learned in life, some of the experiences that I've had as an entrepreneur that have helped me to push forward, and hopefully help you to push forward as well. And this year has been a very interesting year. It definitely hasn't gone to plan how I planned it to be. Business wise, I plan to do a lot more than I have done this year. There's a lot of things that's actually been on hold this year because things just haven't gone to plan, and I'm sure that you've probably had similar experiences when things just don't go in accordance to the way you planned or the way you'd hoped. And early this year in January, one of my uncles actually passed away, and that was obviously devastating news. Nobody was really expecting it to happen, and it really changed the course of my year. It changed my plans. I was actually planning to move early in the year. In about February I was supposed to move, but that didn't go to plan because of planning and stuff for the funeral, and really being there for my cousins who just lost their dad. I spent a disproportionate amount of time with my cousins, helping them to kind of pick up the pieces of what's left. You know, when someone so close, your father, actually passes away, there's so much to unravel, you know, emotionally and even just practically, you know, like, you know, clearing out his clothes and, you know, and dealing with all of that stuff, and it's a lot to deal with. So I made sure I spent a disproportionate amount of time with them, just helping them through it, really just being there for them and being that support. And you may have noticed at the beginning of the year I wasn't really putting out a lot of content. I wasn't really on the channel a lot, and that was one of the main reasons why, was because I was just focused on the funeral. I was focused on being with family, and it helped me to put things into perspective, because success is not all about the money, the riches, what car you drive, what house you live in, because you can't take all of that with you when you're gone. You know, when you die, ultimately you leave everything behind. So what's the point of working towards these kind of vanity goals that don't really create any legacy for you? Life is more than that. You need to have a why that's bigger than that. You need to spend time with your family. You need to build relationships that actually mean something, friendships and relationships that have meaning, that have depth. And that's what's important in life. It's not about career only, or it's not about just building the biggest business ever. And that's one thing that this year has definitely reminded me, that life is not just about working, because there've been times where I would work 14, 15, 16 hours a day, 7 days a week for months on end, and not really see my family as much as I should, not really see my friends as much as I should, because I'm so focused on business, and I'm so focused on getting to the next level and on achieving my business goals and so on and so forth. But now I'm starting to realize that sometimes it's okay to make 500, 1,000, 5,000 less that month, and spend more time with the people who you love, rather than spending so much time and money and effort trying to push your business forward that you neglect all of your relationships. And one thing about my uncle who passed away that really got to me was the way he lived his life. He was a pastor, and he wasn't always a pastor, but what actually happened was he was sick when he was younger, when he was in his 20s. He was really sick and he was in hospital, and the doctors told him that he had a certain amount of time to live, basically. So they were expecting him to die. He wasn't expected to live as long as he did, but he was expected to die. And he said a simple prayer, and that prayer was basically, you know, God, you know, if you keep me on this earth, I promise to live my life and to lay my life down to serve your church and to serve your people. And to cut a long story short, he was actually he actually recovered from his illness, and he was fully restored, and he remembered the promise that he prayed. And so he decided to lay his life down and become a minister, and eventually become a pastor. He served diligently for years and years as a pastor, and he blessed and touched the lives of so many people, including myself. He would mentor a lot of people and speak to a lot of people about not just Christ, but just even people who weren't Christians. You know, he would speak to them, and he would actually change their life. You know, people who were on the verge of suicide would turn away, and because of the words that he's spoken, and so on and so forth. And it must have been about a few days before his funeral, I actually went to visit him, because he was in the morgue, but he was actually able to see his body. And I decided to go. I didn't actually go with anyone, I went by myself. And it was important for me to go by myself, because I wanted to, I don't know, I felt like I wanted to see him one more time. You know, I wanted to speak with him one more time. And yeah, I felt like I wanted to speak with him one more time. I decided I was going to go and see him one more time, and my cousins gave me the address of where he was, where his body was laid. And so I drove there, and I remember parking up and walking towards the place where he was, and opening the door, going to the reception and asking to see my uncle. And I remember the lady taking me to the room where he was laid, and opening the door, and I saw him laying there, and she asked me if I was okay, and I said, yeah, I'm fine. And she said, okay, take as much time as you need. And then she left, and I was in the room with my uncle laid there in the casket. And I'll never forget the smell of the room, this distinct smell. Not that it was a horrible smell, but it was just very distinct. And there he laid, very comfortable and very peaceful. And as he laid there, like with the Bible across his chest, I realized that he'd left everything behind. He left his kids, he left his wife, he left his ministry behind, and he couldn't take anything with him. He couldn't even take his body with him. His body was there before me, and he couldn't even take that. But he took hope with him. He took the hope that he would be reunited with Christ after his death. And I realized that I wanted to have that same hope. I wanted to have a hope as well, that when it's my time to be laying there in the coffin, whenever that may be, whether it's in a year's time or in 50 years' time or whenever, there's going to be a time when there is no more time for me, and it's all done. And yeah, this year has really put things into perspective for me. It's made me really realize that I don't just want to live a life that's meaningless. But I want to not only have a hope or die with a hope, but I want to be able to give other people hope as well, that life is more than just money and just business and amazing tips that I can give you guys. But life is about family, life is about friends, life is about encouraging people. And yeah, that's what I learned basically from this experience. I didn't actually think I was ever going to make a video about this, but I feel like, again, you know, it's important for me to share as a creator, as a YouTuber, as someone who is given marketing advice and tips. I know that it's more than just that makes a great entrepreneur. Or what makes a great entrepreneur is someone who can actually have life experiences and enable those experiences to help them and to push them forward as a business person and as an individual. So as I grow as an entrepreneur, not just in my knowledge of how to market and how to advertise, but as I grow as an entrepreneur and as an individual and as a person, I'm hoping that this channel grows with me, and you as my subscribers also grow with me and benefit from the lessons that I learn in life. And I'm hoping that I can be open and share as much as I can, that what I learn I can also pass on to you as entrepreneurs, or as aspiring entrepreneurs, whatever stage you're at in your big current business. Yeah, so I'm not going to do my usual outro to this video. I'm just going to say that if you enjoyed this type of content, if you enjoyed 2 weeks ago when I spoke about my experiences as being a black entrepreneur, and if you enjoyed or if you benefited from this particular video, if it touched you in any way, if you've had any similar kind of experiences, then please share it. Let me know in the comment section down below. Let me know if you want me to continue this series, where on a Monday I just put out any kind of video about my experience as an entrepreneur and my experience in life that has helped me to become the entrepreneur I am, and that's helping me to become the entrepreneur I will be in the future. Then let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll definitely make more videos like this. We've reached over 4,000 subscribers now on this channel, which is amazing. Thank you guys for subscribing, for liking, for sharing the videos, and for commenting. It really helps what I'm trying to do here on the channel. Your support really helps. So every comment that you leave, every time you like a video, every time you watch a video, it really helps what I'm trying to do here, which is to grow a community of entrepreneurs who we can help each other to grow. And that's what the aim is here on the channel. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you subscribe, leave a comment, like, and I'll see you again soon.